Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and can I be brutally honest for a second? Yesterday was the national final of the United Kingdom, and after seeing some of the responses on Twitter from all sides of the fence, people who like the song, people who don't like the song, and people who hate Eurovision in general, I honestly wonder why I bother. Really, I am currently ashamed of how people react. I'm not ashamed of the song, because the song is completely fine. I'm just ashamed of the people at the moment. But I'll get into that in due course. So, the song that was chosen from a lineup of 6 contenders is Susanna Marie, or SuRie for short, and the song Storm, which was written by Nicole Blair, Gil Lewis, and Sean Hargreaves. And you might recognise SuRie from, Belgium. She was a backing singer for both Blanche and Loic Notte in 2015. So, this isn't her first rodeo, and it really shows. So, let's get on with my first impressions, because I have a lot to say and not much time to get through it all. Now, fair warning, I don't hate this song, but if you came here to listen to mindless platitudes about how amazing it is and how it'll totally, blow people's minds in Portugal, you came to the wrong place. As always, I will be doing a balanced review that weighs up the positives and the negatives and comes to a balanced conclusion that involves my opinion. If you can't handle that, leave now. You've already had one chance. Just, if you don't like what I'm about to say, then you came to my channel, buddy. So, when the 6 candidates were first revealed for the national selection, my mother described this one as being a gay anthem, and I've mentioned this to other people and they've said they don't really hear it. I kind of get it. I see what she's saying with it. It's not what I would default to describing it as, but I do definitely see what she's saying with that. But it does seem that your mileage may vary with how much you feel that. So I'm not going to expand on that description at all, just in case people decide that they want to take it out of context and try to insinuate false things about me one way or the other just because I agree with one person or disagree with another. I don't know. It's a sticky situation. I understand what brought her to that conclusion. End of discussion. Having said all of that, in case you haven't already inferred, I'm not super crazy about this one. I don't think I'd vote for it if I had the chance, because obviously it's my own country, so I couldn't vote for it anyway, but my first impression really was that the verses were okay lyrically and it had a nice enough message, but the instrumentation is about 60% bland in my taste. But SuRie has already said she's got plenty of plans to revamp it, she's got loads of ideas, and well, for my own part, I wish her the best with that. I think this song does need a bit of attention, a bit of something to give it a bit extra, because I know most people won't agree with that, but I think it could do with a bit of touching up. So before all that, let's look at what you might like about this song before any changes are made. Now, the first thing you're likely to notice with this song is that its overall message is one of motivation. It's uplifting, it's positive, and despite the BBC's best efforts, it addresses everyone, regardless of background or history or anything. It's for everyone. No matter who you are, you can listen to the song and extract positivity and just good energies from it. SuRie is here to be the mother, the sister, the best friend to anyone who wants to listen, anyone in the Eurovision world and anyone beyond that. To lift them up, to make them feel happy, make them feel good about themselves. And on the subject of the lyrics, I do want to give them credit as well. Unlike some songs, especially ones with titles like Storm, the lyrics do establish the overarching metaphor that storms don't last forever, that's the main thing of this song, but the rest of the song does not obsess over that metaphor. We don't get excessive reminders that, ooh, the cold wind of hate, there's dark clouds in my soul, rain falls from above. It has a metaphor, and it doesn't run it into the ground. Good job there, that's surprisingly uncommon at Eurovision. And then of course there's the obvious that really does need highlighting, double underlining, load of arrows drawn, circle it, highlight it, light it up in neon. SuRie has taken part in Eurovision twice before, as a backing vocalist and dancer for Loic Notte in 2015, and as a backing singer for Blanche in 2017, and both times, both those entries, both delegations containing SuRie, came fourth. I'm not saying this will as well, I'm just saying she's tasted Eurovision success, and she's done this whole gig before. She knows how to sing to the Eurovision audience, which is crucial here. She knows how to perform to millions, potentially billions of people. I mean, if anything, as a backing singer, she's familiar with having to put even more effort in than usual just to make someone else shine. And, well, now it's her turn to take centre stage, and I think that's fair enough. And to make sure once and for all that you're definitely paying attention to this song, there's the bridge. It's one of the most attention-commanding parts of the song. A lot of the instrumentation disappears, and all you get is anthemic, loud, poignant drums underscoring lyrics that summarise the overall message of the song. spread the love, give it all you got. You know, it's the whole message of the song distilled into a recap-friendly chunk. And I think including that bit, as well as a bit of the chorus in the recap at Eurovision, will do it a lot of favours when it comes to encouraging votes, because, you know, the drums capture your attention. It's the bit that, if you really feel it, if you're empathetic with it, then it'll get your heart beating in time with it. It'll make you really feel the song. It makes you go, oh, I need to pay attention to this. And it delivers the message in a nice little nutshell. So it will be helpful. But, of course, not everyone will take to it that easily, so, you know, let's take a look at why that might be, no matter how much you disagree with that. Don't take this the wrong way, fandom. You're absolutely allowed to like this one if you want. That's fine. But for my personal score, this gets a 4. I really don't feel this one. And as I said, I personally wouldn't vote for it if I had the chance to. Now, don't misunderstand. SuRie is an excellent performer, no doubt, but this song really, really does not do it for me. Just in my personal tastes, it's just not one of my favourites, to be honest. But that's fine. Not every song has to pander to my personal tastes in the same way that it doesn't have to pander to yours. So, if you like this song, good, this song is for you, that's fine, that's good. And if you don't like it, then it's not, and it's just not for me. I can appreciate what it does, though, I just don't anticipate that I'll be listening to it all that much when this year's compilation album comes out, that's all. And unless they revamp it, and then I will give it another honest try, and I'm very much open to that. But being bogged down on all sides by very loud, very negative forces from my fellow countrymen in one way and the other makes it very difficult for me to even want to make that emotional investment in the first place. But putting all of that to one side, let's talk about my technical rating out of 10. As I've said, as it currently is, I do appreciate what this song is made of, and so I will award it a technical score of 8. As the song currently stands, a lot of the instrumentation does lack that engagement factor as far as I can perceive, but a lot of people don't agree with me on that, so I've accounted for that in the score. To its credit, the bridge towards the end does have a lot of bite, so it makes people sit up and pay attention, and it just so happens that that point in the song has the motivational message of the whole lyrics distilled into a small, memorable couple of lines. And of course, SuRie is a lovely individual with exactly the right attitude about representing her country, and she has one hell of a capacity for live vocals, and she has experience with multiple acts that have placed in the top 5. I still worry that this song has rather narrow appeal though, in no small part thanks to the BBC's narrow-minded marketing, and thus I fear it may be doomed to be overshadowed by other entries, but do observe, it's not SuRie's fault that the UK is as broken as it is as a Eurovision country, so I've ignored that for this score. It's not her fault, it's not a part of the song, it's just the people. And you know what? I apologise for those people. To SuRie, to the rest of Europe, to the world, to everyone pertinent to Eurovision, I apologise for the behaviour of the people of my country. I am ashamed to be of the same nationality as them right now. Now, the question of, is the UK moving in the right direction? So here's the thing. People who like this song are going to claim that it's a step forward for the UK, people who are salty about a certain other entry not winning are going to say it's a step backwards, and everyone else is just going to say, oh, Eurovision, oh, England never wins, because they are literally that stupid. While I think that the BBC's attitude towards the contest overall is improving somewhat with deterioration from some very vocal individuals, I'd say this is a neutral move. It's not a step forwards, it's not a step back, there are positives and negatives and it all balances out. The national final was the same pathetic format as last year, though the songs were just a little bit more diverse than last year's lineup, which were more diverse than the previous years, so that's good, but still, it was complete with the totally unnecessary peanut gallery of talking heads that were the expert panel. It featured the 3rd consecutive failure to reveal the full results of the show, despite how underhanded and selfish that is, and despite several years worth of complaints about doing exactly that, and of course the entire live audience consists of exactly one personality type, all of whom booed whenever the panel said something other than, oh, what an amazing song! Not to mention they booed at the BBC not showing Mons Zelmerlow's penis. What? Grow up, people! How old are you? So, as a show, as a national final format, it's a very weak starting point. It very much feels like a means to an end that's deliberately engineered to pander to a very specific corner of the fandom and exclude everyone else. And as should come as no surprise, it is still baby steps with the UK. It does have all the makings of being an improvement in several years' time though, it just hasn't happened yet. Now, moving on, do I think this would qualify if it had to? Because obviously the UK is a Big Five member. If I say what I really think, as I have been doing, then people are going to shout and scream and get on my case for insulting their precious song or whatever. I'm past caring at this point. But as long as you recognise that you came to my channel for my opinion and my analysis, the honest truth is, no. As the song currently is, I would be pessimistic about its chances. I think it would fight an uphill battle to qualify if it needed to, despite SuRie's excellent stage presence. It's not impossible, not by a long shot. It could still qualify if it needed to, especially given how vehemently some people have been in supporting this song, but without some sort of anthemic revamp for the stage in Lisbon, I really feel like the song's presentation and instrumentation, in spite of SuRie's excellent performance, would get swallowed up and overshadowed by its competitors. But hey, that's just my opinion, and because I don't agree with your opinion, clearly I'm completely wrong. So on that note, I have been and will continue to be wrongalating wrongagons, and United Kingdom, SuRie, I wish you the very best of luck. Excellent performer. I'm not so keen on the song, but other people are, and that's fine. So we'll see what happens in Lisbon. Good luck for then.